Good morning. Welcome to Faith in the Morning. Something good is going to happen to you today, so expect miracles. Thank you for joining me today. Faith in the Morning is to help you start your day with faith and encouragement. However you're watching on Faith Plus On Demand, Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter, listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. I'm so glad that you're a part of this morning. If you haven't already, you can download the Faith Plus app in your app store, subscribe to us on YouTube or Apple Podcasts or Spotify. The YouTube channel is Faith Christian Center or Kerrick, whether the podcast on Apple Podcasts or Spotify is called Faith in the Morning. Let's jump right into it. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 11. Deuteronomy chapter 11, we're going to start with verse 1. Notice what Moses is telling them here. It says, you must love the Lord your God and obey all his requirements, decrees, regulations, and commands. Keep in mind that I'm not talking now to your children who have never experienced the discipline of the Lord your God or seen his greatness and his strong hand and powerful arm. They didn't see the miraculous signs and wonders he performed in Egypt against Pharaoh and all his land. They didn't see what the Lord did to the armies of Egypt and to the horses and chariots, how he drowned them in the Red Sea as they were chasing you. He destroyed them, and they have not recovered to this very day. Your children didn't see how the Lord cared for you in the wilderness until you arrived there. They didn't see what he did to Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, a descendant of Reuben, when the earth opened its mouth and the Israelite camp and swallowed them along with their households and tents and every living thing that belonged to them. But you have seen the Lord perform all these mighty deeds with your own eyes. Now, one of the things I want you to understand from the concept of Deuteronomy chapter 11, although we as believers in the New Covenant we don't have to follow the law and all the laws and regulations and decrees that they were given, we see concepts of wisdom that still apply to our New Covenant. One of the things that Moses pointed out is your children did not see the miracles. Now remember, Deuteronomy is the second giving of the law. He's talking to the generation that remained. The other generation has died out in the desert. They died out because of unbelief. And you have the second generation who are about to go into the promised land. They're the ones, remember, 20 and under, they lived. And they're the ones who remember Egypt, saw God deliver, and now they are elders about to go into the promised land. And he said, I'm talking to you because you saw it. Your children didn't see it. What do you do by implication? You need to tell your children what you saw. You know, Deuteronomy chapter 6, 5 through 7 says it this way. And you must love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, and all your strength. And you must commit yourself wholeheartedly to these commands that I'm giving you today. Repeat them again and again to your children. Talk about them when you are at home and when you are on the road and when you're going to bed and when you're getting up. You need to pass along to your children your miracle stories. Now, some of them may not be of age to understand certain things, but share with them what they're of age to understand. Share with them how God's been good to you. Share with them the miracle stories. Share with them the healing stories. Share with them the provision story. Share with them the delivering stories. Because as you do, it'll help your children grow up with the miracle mentality that God works today. I still remember my dad telling me a story when he was younger and how he was in a car accident and there was no natural way he got out of the vehicle, but he kept saying the angels of God picked him up and carried him out. Do you know what? From hearing that as a small child caused me to believe that angels are at work today and that God sends angels to protect and deliver you, and I've seen their protection and deliverance in my life. But what happened? He told me his story, and that story fueled my faith, and it helps my story that I share with my children. So I encourage you today, if you have children or grandchildren, share with them what God has done with you. You might say, well, hey, I don't have any kids. I'm not even old enough to have kids. But there's a younger generation coming up behind you. Share with them the miracle stories of God. Share with the next generation how God has been good and how he still does miracles today. Because as you do, other people's faith and hope and expectation will grow, and they'll see miracles in their life. I believe in miracles because I believe in God. And something good is going to happen to you today, so expect miracles. Thank you for joining me on Faith in the Morning. Have an amazing day. God bless.